Several people have asked me what camera do I use for the YouTube videos, so I thought I'd show you. And the answer is not one camera but several cameras. And the camera that actually got me started, I don't think there's any video up there on YouTube that I actually used this camera for, but was this one. And I saw this on QVC, the shopping channel, and on QVC they were advertising it for £19.99. And I thought, wow, that's a good price for an action camera. So I went to investigate, and I found it on Amazon for £9.99. I'll say that again, £9.99. So I ordered, I think I actually ordered 3 because that gave me free postage at the time. So I ordered the 3 and I put a card in. The actual memory card cost me more than the camera. And I started doing some videos. It came with a casing so I could take it underwater, and I had lots of fun with this camera. But walking around there was no stability, so it rocked a lot. The videos for walking around were not very good at all. And when you look on the front it says 720p. It's not high resolution, it's not high definition. So while I had a lot of fun with that, it was not going to do very well on YouTube. So I invested in a GoPro, and this is the GoPro that I bought. It's a GoPro Black, and it's the Hero 7, Black Hero 7, and this is an amazing piece of kit. It's 4K, so really high resolution. It has amazing stability, and I must have got it on a special offer because I only paid, I think, 249 euros for it, so that's really cheap. This is now an old model, so if you're looking for a GoPro now, the latest one is the GoPro Hero 9, and the GoPro Hero 10 is about to come out, and they've got better facilities, they do better things than this camera, but I've stuck with this one, and I'm really happy with what it does. The newer models of the GoPro come with feet. This one doesn't have the feet. So what this one comes with is a cage, and you put the GoPro into the cage, and it just clips in nicely, and then it's got the feet, and you can mount this onto a stick so that you can take it around. It doesn't actually need an underwater case. I didn't actually trust it, so I went out and bought an underwater case. So if I go underwater, I do put it into a case, even though it says it's perfectly okay to use it for things like snorkeling. If you're going deep, you still need an underwater case. But for snorkeling, you don't actually need an underwater case, but I use one when I go snorkeling. The beauty of this one is its stabilization. So I can walk around, and even though I'm wobbling about, more or less it stabilizes it, and the newer models stabilize even better. At least that's what their advertising says. But I'm really happy with this, so I didn't bother with the upgrade to the Hero 8 or the Hero 9. When the Hero 10 comes out, maybe I'll have a look, but this one does a great job. It does 4K, and in good light, which is what we have here in Mallorca, it functions brilliantly. So that was really good. And then I heard about these 360. I was particularly interested in doing these 360 videos. So the next camera I bought was this one, which is another GoPro, but a little bit bigger. And the beauty of this one is it's got 2 lenses. It's got one on each side, and it does 360 degree views, so you can see all the way around. So I can take a photograph and you can look around, and you can do this on your phone, on your TV, on your computer, or if you've got one of these headsets, you can actually just look around, and it's quite amazing. But the beauty of this one is all the stitching together of the pictures is done inside the camera, and it works really well. It does video, so I can walk down a street and I can video everything around me at once. Now that does actually make this one potentially a little bit redundant, because I can make ordinary 2D videos with this as well. The issue I find is it's a little bit wide in the angle. It's a wider angle obviously than this one because it's doing a full 180 on each side, whereas this one is a little bit less than 180. So I do sometimes use this for 2D videos, but mostly I use this for the 360s. And the resolution is a little bit higher than this one even. So fantastic camera. If you're thinking of this though, 360 videos use huge amounts of memory. When I first had this, I was putting them onto my computer, which has a 1 terabyte hard drive, and in no time at all I'd filled the hard drive. So do be careful, and you need a powerful computer in order to process the images that come from this one, and even to this one for some extent if you're using 4K. But really enjoy using this. It's got lots of microphones on it as well, so the sound gets picked up at all of these different angles. So it's great for photography, 360 photos, but also what amazes me is you can do video in 360, and that is, I think, really exciting. So exciting that I actually started a new YouTube channel just for 360 videos. When I started putting up the 360 videos, some people were having issues watching them and they didn't come out right, and I do understand that because the bandwidth that these need means that YouTube will automatically downgrade the video quality if you don't have sufficient bandwidth. And so instead of seeing them in 4K, you'll see them in a lower resolution. On another occasion, I'll make a video about how to watch these videos, and maybe some of you will start to switch to the 360 channel. The 360 channel's there, and it's only got 360 videos on, which are all done with this camera. Another amazing camera. So all of these, I actually, when I go out, I actually take 2 videos at the same time. So I'm using both of the cameras. So I built up this rig so that I could do this. I know I could do it all with the Max, the GoPro Max, but I tend to use 2 cameras and I process 2 videos. It seems an easy way for me to do it. So I've got this rig which I set up, just using some of the mounts that I got. And so here's a rig which has got the normal GoPro Hero 7, so this is the 2D one, and then the Max will just sit on the top. So the Max has actually got its own little feet that come out here. So it's got these little feet, and they can go into the grip like this, and everything just gets tightened up. And then this extends so I can have the 360 up high and this one down low, and I can adjust the angles and I can walk around, and it works for me. I may look a bit silly as I'm walking through the street, but it means people recognize me because I'm doing something a little bit silly. So those are the 2 main cameras I use for walking about. One of the big drawbacks of these cameras, for both of them, is that they are only wide angle, and some of the things I want to video are at a distance. So if I'm videoing something at a distance, I have to use a different camera, and that's the one I'm filming with now. So I need to switch cameras so that you can actually see what I'm actually filming with now. Okay, so I've now switched cameras. The camera I'm videoing with now is the GoPro 7, and this is the other camera that I use. And this is a Sony handycam. And when I've mentioned this to some people, they think you're going back in history using a handycam. Nobody uses a handycam anymore. Well, I've tried using a DSLR, and then I've got to have a gimbal, and the whole thing starts to get really heavy and bulky. And this is built for making videos. And one of the things I like about this is that it's got a super zoom lens on it, and so it does actually 30 times zoom really well. And there's a digital zoom which will I do use occasionally, but try not to use. But the digital zoom is also excellent. Now, one of the issues with holding a camera with a high zoom, like a 30 times zoom, is you're going to move it around and you're not going to get the stability. And the answer to that is a gimbal. And a gimbal is a piece of apparatus that sort of holds it steady. It's what the professionals use. But this camera has a gimbal built in, and it is quite magic. So when I open it up to do the filming, the lens there, I don't know if you can see, but the lens actually moves. If I got a little bit of a rock in this, then the lens will move so as to stabilize it. So now I'm just moving it up and down, but the image on my viewfinder is very, very stable. Now the advantage there is when I'm doing my zooms, I can hand hold it and I can zoom in on things. It's not perfect, but it's a lot better than not having it. So this is a really excellent camera for that sort of thing, and it's 4K as well, so it does really high resolutions, which is compatible with the GoPro and both the Max and the Hero 7. So the quality of the images are really good, and I can put them all together. To do that, you need a piece of software, and I think in another video I'll talk about the software that I use, because you have to join all these videos together. The GoPro will actually cut a video up into about 8 gigabyte slices. So if you do a video that's longer than 8 gigabytes or 8 minutes, I'm not sure what it is, it will actually split your video up for you. You have to join them together if you want to produce a long video, and some of my videos get long, I know. So I need a piece of software to do that. Anyway, those are the cameras, 3 cameras. I do have other cameras that I use occasionally. I've got a little snapshotty camera. I've even put one video up, I think, with which I did with my phone, but I tend not to do a lot with my phone. That's Anita. She takes lots of pictures and videos with her phone. And I do use a DSLR for taking photographs, which I think that's what they're invented for. So I get great photographs on my DSLR. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you found it interesting, give us a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. It's a bit windy here, and that's maybe something I need to invest in the future, is a microphone that sort of cuts out the wind noise, and you're never going to get rid of those wind chimes. I need to bought those, I'm not sure where, but they're very noisy wind chimes that we have. Anyway, thanks again. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.